Hey guys, Tony Sutherland here. You may have noticed on Instagram, Facebook, that I've been posting a little excerpt each day about Holy Week, what day 1, day 2, day 3, and so forth has been happening during those days. And today is Wednesday, day 4 of Holy Week, or Passion Week we call it. And it's very interesting because when you search the scriptures, there's not a whole lot that's given to us details on what happened on day 4, but we do know a couple of things. Number one, it says that Jesus rested in Bethany after a couple of exhausting days in Jerusalem, and it also tells us that this was the day that Judas manipulated and bargained and negotiated Jesus' betrayal with the religious leaders. And I find it interesting that Jesus knew that Judas was going to betray him. He knew that he was conspiring against him. But what did Jesus choose to do? Jesus chose to rest in the middle of the week, knowing that his crucifixion, his torture was coming, what he was going to endure. But Hebrews chapter 12, verse 2 tells us that for the joy that was set before him, he endured the shame and the suffering of the cross. And what Jesus chose to do, and what he teaches us to do, is that when people conspire against us, when things come against us, here we are right now in the middle of this global pandemic of the coronavirus being spread around the world, and many of us are at home in quarantine. Many of us are trying to wait it out and rest it out. And I think what Jesus is teaching us is that in spite of all that comes against us, our job is to rest and let God work it out. You know, no amount of manipulation or taking control of the situation is going to benefit you in any way. That's really what worship is. Worship is letting go and letting God do what he does. I've always said it this way: when we work, God rests. But when we rest, God works. And I want to encourage you right now in the middle of whatever you're struggling with. Maybe there's people that are against you. Maybe you just feel this anxiousness pressing in on you. Why don't you do what Jesus did? Jesus teaches us that in the midst of anxiety, in the midst of trying circumstances, and even our worst moments in life, that our job is to rest and to release it to God. Let him work it out. Take your hands off of it. Worship God and trust him in spite of it all, because I'm promising you right now, no matter what you're going through right now, there is a resurrection coming. So on day 4 of this Holy Week, let's just take a moment and worship God and trust him and rest and let God do what only he can do.